Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
There, welcome to another edition of the transport segment on Money Radio. It's reaching you on leadership television. My name is Winifred Gwebo, and within the studio is an in-house analyst, AGK, happy new year. How was it? The holiday season?
It was fine. Thank God we are back.
It's good to have you in the studio. We are talking about, this is a transport segment of Money Radio, and the topic for discussion is the kidnap of train passengers in Edo State. Matters arising. In this edition, we'll look at the kidnap of the train passengers in Edo State, and this is, of course, you agree with me that this is coming after the terrible experience of attack and kidnap of train passengers on the Abuja Kaduna rail line earlier last year. What happened? Because before they opened, the federal government did say that they were beefing up security in all their railway stations across the country. And of course, Nigerians were taken aback rudely on Sunday when the report came out that some passengers at the train station at Igwebe in Edo State were kidnapped. What is the situation of AGK?
Like you said, the situation is that some passengers who were unfortunately waiting for train were just targeted, attacked, and kidnapped. It's a very bad situation because the train station is supposed to be a secure place, just like the airport. But you have a situation where that particular station in Edo State it's one of the few, it's a smaller station, let me use that word, because the major station is in Abu. But that is not an excuse. Each of the stations, as a matter of fact, is a station where they connect Edo people into that train. You move from Abu to Lokoja, Itakbe, which is in Lokoja. You connect every passenger from Edo comes out to that particular station. So it's a strategic place. It's supposed to be secure. There's no need, there's no excuse. And you allow people to walk into the station with guns, AK-47 and everything, and attack, start shooting, and packed passengers who are waiting for train. It's a very bad situation, and it's not a good one for us.
Yes, and it's coming after what happened, what transpired at Abuja Kaduna train. So many are wondering, when the federal government was talking that it was going to beef up security in all these train stations, what happened? Is it that some were targeted for beefing while others were left unattended to?
I must. In fact, I was saying it then that they are not doing anything. It was just a lip service. There is no way you can say that something happened on Abuja Kaduna Railway. You will now say, okay, you're only securing Abuja Kaduna. You leave Lagos, Ibadan. You leave Warri Takwe. It doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be an eye opener. This thing happened. What do? We need to prevent it from happening. We need to secure all the rail lines in Nigeria. It's not only one place, because the people that targeted there, another set may say, okay, since they've targeted there, attention is there. Let's go on the other side. And that's exactly what happened. You know why I'm afraid? Why I feel that this one is even more terrible than the other one? The other one, they kill people, they attack the train and everything. This one is that they entered the station. The other one was on the route.
Yes, on the route.
For them to come into the station, it then means the whole of the station on that line, I will tell you the fact, there is no security there.
Oh, yes. And better, many Nigerians, I listen to some phone programs, and many Nigerians were the opinion argued, actually, that, most of these trains off stations, they are in wilderness, they are in deserted places. You don't expect security at every point in time that there's no resources for that.
No. Then we shouldn't have built them at all. There is no train station that is built in the town, apart from.
That's what they were saying. So how do you not expect?
So you don't expect. No, that's not that. What I'm trying to say is that there is no train line that is built in the town. So you don't expect that the station will be inside the town. It must be along the train line. The train line passed through the forest. The station is where they enter. So the station is going to be inside. It's not going to be in the town. Because the train cannot drive into the town and pick you and go back to.
Yes, that's the argument that you don't. Nigerians don't expect that federal government policemen will actually be there.
No, we fail in our duty. Every station is in the community. It's not an isolated place now. That's why that place is called Ibevu now. It's a local government. The people in the community, they are there now. It's not as if it's Abuja own. Idu is a village now. You know, Idu is isolated. Are you going to say that you will not send security there because it's isolated? The fact is that train stations are not like road that you build inside the town. Train stations are built in the bushes. Yes, because you need to have that line completed. If you're building it in the town, you must demolish houses. It is not done like that. So inside every train station, every train line, you have stations. It is your job to secure. But let me tell you the problem. There are just people arguing that there are people who don't understand how these things work. Nigerian train station is structured in such a way that NLC manages the business of carrying passengers, repairing, and they don't secure. It's not their job to secure. The job of security goes to police and other people. Army and co in terms of emergency like this.
But whose responsibility is to actually demand that, oh, you need to secure this railway?
No, when you were doing it, there is always a committee where you have this, every important agency comes into that committee. That's why you have commissioner of police in charge of railway.
Okay.
He's in charge of all the railway. He posts his officers. He has officers under him. He posts them to the railway. Just like you have commissioner of police Abuja. Secure Abuja. They have a commission. In fact, let me even surprise. They have AIG in charge of those things. It's not just a small officer. We have senior ranking officers in charge of this.
Then what's happening?
Even airports, you have commissioner of police in charge of airports. So it is their duty to secure. But airports, they've advanced in such a way that FAN, that handles the airport, Federal Airport Authority, they now have their own internal security called AFSEC, Aviation Security. What they do is that they don't want to over-rely on the police and everybody.
Yes.
They now have their own. With what is happening now, it is becoming obvious that at a point, if the railway management feels that they cannot rely on the police to secure, they will have to employ security within them.
So would you say now that this police is negligent of duties? As you just pointed out, there's AIG in charge of railways.
It's
so what
federal
is happening?
government problem. It's not only the problem is for the federal government. Federal government, police is under the federal government.
Yeah, of course.
We are neglecting things. We are not taking them seriously. A railway manager or MD he does not have power to control the commissioner of police in charge of railway. Just like a governor does not control the commissioner of police.
Yes,
you understand? So they are under the federal. So until that point, when you understand that this is my job to secure, do you know, if you read these stories, you understand. Do you know that when that attack happened, it was in the morning. It was about, I can't talk about the hours exactly, but it took a long time before the commissioner of police already got there. And we're talking about attack on your track. Now, we are so fortunate that the train was not attacked. The train had not reached.
They were waiting.
So, which means people gathered. It is assumed that people gathered, just that they were waiting for them. And government saw that, okay, these people gathered and they are many. We attack, we pack them for ransom. So, let's even forget the railway part now. Whose job is it to secure people? It's police.
It's police. Definitely.
It's police. So, somebody is missing his job. You need to start securing this thing. You don't need to wait for them to shout or something to happen before you start doing it.
And it's also brought to the fore the lack of intelligence gathering among the security agencies. Because some would have expected that given what happened, what played out last year in the Abuja, Kaduna, the train passengers, they would have moved quickly to secure other stations across the country.
Let me even tell you the worst part of it. You see, the lack of intelligence gathering is one of our biggest problems. Sometimes we gather it, DSS gather it, they pass it to relevant agencies, they don't answer it. That's another problem. Because we had that situation in Kuje prison break, where they actually intercepted calls and plans. They pass it to the relevant and they refuse to act until that happens. So that one is a major problem. Another issue is that when you neglect a particular line. Now, on the 19th or thereabouts, in the month of December, that coach, a particular train moving on that line, caught fire.
Yes.
And burnt. That is enough for you to pay attention to that line.
Oh, yes.
within that, on the 24th of December, they were still repairing the train.
Yes.
And we're talking about early January and the attack, which means we are not paying attention to details in this.
And they were even stranded in the forest.
We're not paying attention. If something like this happened, the whole of the minister, everybody's attention should be on that. What's happening on this land? Every day you monitor it. That is why I miss the former minister. You see, we keep talking about him. Had it been that somebody like him was there, he is always proactive. He would have visited there, and by visiting there, when that thing caught fire, police would sit up, everybody would sit up, and along the line, something must have happened, and people will know that, okay, attention is on this line. Even the police posted it. If you check the record, I'm sure there are police posted to that station.
But they were not.
But they were not there. They don't come. Everybody relaxes
happen.
because it's just a small station in Edo. It is not the one in Agbo. Agbo is the major one there.
So what is the way forward? Because there was a statement that federal government should collaborate with host communities on security. The federal government said is to establish the Nigerian Railways and Host Communities Security Committee as part of measures to curb the incidence of armed attacks on railway infrastructure and passengers in the country. Host communities. But we're having a situation whereby community policing is not enforced.
No, this is a good plan. You see, I was talking about it earlier. You remember I was saying that it will get to a point where railway will look at securing their own thing. This kind of plan, since it is becoming obvious that the police cannot secure it, the railway management, which is the federal government, liaise anywhere you have train stations or train line passes, whether there is a station or not, liaise with the community. You employ the boys in the community. It's very simple. You don't need to be community policing. Their job is to work and secure that line. If there is any threat, give information. By the time, assuming we have that in that Ibubu now, I'm sure one of them would have heard that. I'm sure one of them would have heard or seen those people when they were coming.
However, even if you enlist the host communities, are you going to arm them? So how are they going to combat those
information is the solution to a lot of things. By the time you have 5 boys, 10 boys working in that station as security, their own is to provide information. When they notice that these guys are coming, they would have called the security agencies on time. They would have alerted the management on time. I'm sure, no matter how bad it is, it shouldn't have reached this level.
However, what's your thoughts also align with what the Minister for Transportation, the present minister, is also saying that the NRC cannot also be running the train service and also be the implementer. Don't you think so? Because the situation whereby it's privatized and
let me tell you where
they will
are
only
focusing on the money
a
part.
Regulatory. They only play a regulatory.
He did not say it now. He said it then.
Yes, I know.
They are focusing on the ticket.
I'm remembering what he said.
On the ticket where money is coming in. They are not thinking about securing people's life or the train. Now we are talking about critical sector. This security part now. There is everybody is interested in that ticket they are selling. That's why they are talking about. You cannot be running it. You cannot be.
Okay.
Now we are in practical situation. We need security on that end. Are they going to employ people and dedicate them squarely to securing that line? That is the issue now. Exactly. Then they were talking about money. That's just the point.
The minister said that the federal government is going to take proactive measures to forestall train station attacks in the country and ensure safety of passengers and facilities. And that one of such steps would be the establishment of a collaborative initiative between the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, and the host communities to ensure that security is built up at the railway stations. I said that security operatives were on the trail of the assailants. Meanwhile, don't forget the Abuja Kaduna train passengers. They spent almost 3 months?
3 months.
More than
8 months.
Yes, more than 8 months. In the hands of their daughters.
And now you're talking about being in the. Anyway, it's a
on
different
the trail
terrain.
of the
It's a different terrain because Edo and Abuja is not the same. And we don't have, we have pockets of kidnapping in Edo, but I don't think it's going, if they are serious about it, it shouldn't last like this. But I'm also afraid because if those guys have succeeded in taking them hostage till this moment, there is no guarantee that you can catch them again. They may have moved them.
And they are demanding 20 million each for each
of them. And now they are saying from 31 people
It's
They say it's
20.
20 people. Now they say 8 have been rescued. Are we working with 31 or with 20? If you are working with 20 and 8 have been rescued, that means there are remaining 12. If you are working with 31, 8 have been remaining 12.
Meanwhile, how easy will it be for the federal government to liaise or with the kidnappers, given the location of Edo State?
There's always, that's of course, Edo State, they have president. Federal government has president everywhere. There is always room for negotiation. You can even negotiate with somebody from abroad. It's not a problem. There's always that link, and before you know, they will establish their contact here, and you negotiate with them. But are we going to be? How far can we be going with this negotiation all the time?
Time is running out against us. But before we go, just one last word. What is the way forward?
The way forward, like I said, is to pay attention to security first before you start thinking about money you're generating. It is only when you have that train running that you can think about generating money. When you don't have that train running, you cannot generate money. Secure the lines. If it means giving the security men in the villages the job of securing that line, give to them. I can assure you that they will secure it better. Because before the police come, they are already in the community. They see trace of whether it's armed men or anybody coming towards them, they will be alarmed and they will alert the security. So you need to work on that. It's very important.
Thank you so much for that. Well, viewers, time is fast spent on the program. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, and with me in the studio has been an in-house analyst, AGK, on our transport segment on Money Radio this afternoon. Don't forget, same time, same station is another day. See you then. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.